Hi, I'm Siobhan and this is Siobhan Speaks, my channel where I talk about my experience with child sexual abuse and life afterwards. Today's topic is about how our use of stereotypes can prevent us from recognising when a child might be at risk of abuse. I hope this video will make you question your own ideas about the type of person who abuses children, so that you will be more likely to believe a child who discloses to you. We all have a tendency to divide people into good or bad, using our quick-fire analysis to quickly sum up who is or isn't safe for our child to be around. When it comes to child abusers, we think that only the creepy guy can possibly be guilty of such a thing. While some child abusers no doubt are very creepy, our focus on this stereotype can obscure our ability to recognise real risk. It also makes it more difficult for children to disclose to you if the person who's abusing them has a particular high reputation in society or within the family, if they hold a powerful role and if everyone thinks they're great. The truth is, there is no consistent type of person who can abuse a child. Sometimes parents who seem loving and kind can abuse a child. Sometimes grandparents who seem generous and open-handed can abuse a child. Sometimes teachers or coaches or religious leaders, inspiring models in the media, can be guilty of child abuse. We find it difficult to hold two conflicting impressions of a person in our mind at the same time, and so our mind finds excuses to dismiss a child telling us that they're being abused. For example, he can't be guilty because he's a teacher, because he's popular, because I saw him just the other day at the supermarket and he said hello to me, so how could he possibly have been abusing my child? By ruling out certain individuals due to their job, status, genial manner, gender, or whatever, we are shutting down opportunities to recognise otherwise telltale signs, like, for example, how the child doesn't want to be alone with them, how the child's behaviour changes and becomes more agitated whenever they're mentioned in conversation, or something else. On the other hand, I don't want to make you paranoid, and of course there's no reason to read into behaviour that is perfectly normal for your child. I don't want you to assume that everyone's a child abuser. I just want you to be open to the idea that the person who is guilty of abusing a child may not meet the criteria that you expect. They may not match the stereotype. For this reason, you should never discount what a child says just because the person who they are accusing doesn't fit your ideas of what a child abuser is supposed to look like or how they're supposed to behave. There is no sort, there is no type, there is no particular section of society that is more or less likely to abuse a child, so keep an open mind about what your child tells you and take them seriously every time. As time goes by, society is slowly peeling away the layers of taboo surrounding child sexual abuse. At the moment, it's all about child sexual exploitation, CSE, and perpetrators who are safely outside of the family unit. At some point, there'll be more of a focus on intrafamilial sexual abuse, where the perpetrator is a member of the family, which is estimated to be the majority of cases, even the vast majority, according to some sources. And I suppose finally the final frontier of taboo will be when we recognise as a society that mothers and other women can be abusers too, and that someone shouldn't be discounted as a suspect simply because of their gender. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you like this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up and comment in the box below. You can also click subscribe to be up to date with my most recent stuff. See you next week.
Siobhan Pyburn from Southampton was 17 when she started her campaign. 10 years later, she's one of the country's most prominent female activists, speaks at conferences and trains professionals.